We got a couple of great questions this week. I want to read this particular one so that I get it just exactly right. Research has shown that women on boards and in executive C-suites increase profits and value. Why do businesses resist an easy way to profit growth? This is a loaded question. It's a complicated question, but I think it deserves a really solid answer. And it not only is going to give an answer, but it's also going to give some hope to people that are not feeling good about this and a strategy for how to improve the situation. First, the question is not phrased exactly right. Number one, it's phrased in a way that kind of builds the answer into the question, which is, why do we resist an easy way? Maybe it's easy, maybe it's not easy. But here's the thing. Certainly, women add value. There's no doubt about it. And by the way, women include minorities. It includes all people from different countries. It includes all different kinds of things. So let's put everything into the same bucket. And of course, they increase value. The question is, do they increase value enough? The businesses need to look at it. And that's really the answer. I happen to believe that, yes, they probably do. I think they probably do add a lot. There's a certain different perspective that women bring, people from other countries bring, people from other cultures bring, people from other backgrounds bring, ethnicities and so forth. So all different kinds of people bring a lot. That's the power of the United States, and we've kind of let that power slide aside because we have a lot of fighting and a lot of issues. We need to really remember that if we have customers that are from different backgrounds, that maybe we need to be thinking about our businesses from different backgrounds. If we service women and men and minorities and different cultures and international folks, we need to be thinking about those people. And if we have a homogeneous management team or a homogeneous board of directors, that's a problem. That's number one. Here's the second thing, though. Even if we're going to ask people to come on to boards of directors, and I think we should have many different kinds of people on boards of directors, they still have to bring the goods with them. They still have to have what it takes to be in that role. I'm not in favor of quotas, like just put women there just because we need to have a couple women. That's not good for the business. It's not good for our culture. And it's not even good for the woman that gets the job, because that person doesn't know if they're the token person or if they were put there because they're the best person for the job. Because there are a lot of people, females, minorities, and others, that are the best person for the job, and maybe they're being overlooked right now because the world's controlled by men. So let's talk about how do we infiltrate the situation and go and be effective in getting men to loosen up here. Here's what doesn't work, and this is not about any particular group or anybody else. But what doesn't work is yelling and screaming, banging, clanging, and making all sorts of noise and trying to force people to do what they don't want to do. Now, maybe there's legislation. That's not the best way to do it because it's involuntary. The best way to do it is to demonstrate that there is a business reason. Let's use logic. Men, believe it or not, they do like logic. At least they like it in business. And the logic is that if there are people from different ethnicities, different backgrounds, different persuasions of whatever kind, it doesn't matter what they are, then we need to have representatives in all of our management that represents the different kinds of people that we meet with, that we educate, that we sell products to, because we need to take into account all different kinds of things, not just in the marketing department, which is a customer-facing type of department. We need to be thinking about this at the board level. We need to be thinking at the C-suite level, and also at the staff, the line levels, all the way around the company. We need to be thinking about having perspectives of different kinds of people, because more perspectives can only be good. Different people hear different things. Different people see the world in different ways. And those different perspectives really add for vigorous debate, discussion, and we need to have a mechanism for making that happen. And that's missing. And part of the problem, and this has become one of the problems we have as a country in general, is that there's so much yelling, screaming, and so much bipartisanship that we don't have honest debate. We don't talk about ethnicity. We don't talk about color. We don't talk about what's your situation like. What's it like being you? How did you grow up? I'd like to understand a little bit more about you. So having more people come to the table is better. And that's the kind of logic that men will relate to. They'll understand that if people who are buying their products need better representation, not only because of some quota reason or some superficial government artificially imposed reason, but because it's genuinely good for the business, then the resistance will come down. Now, is it going to happen in 15 minutes? Probably not so fast. And I know that that's very frustrating for a lot of people who've worked really, really hard to make this happen. But if you pound on it and you bring the goods, and that's one of the things that's missing, is you can't just bring a female and say, now we have a female here, put her here. That person still has to bring the goods at least as good as anybody else that they might put in that job, maybe even better. And although it may not be fair, if that's what you got to do, then exceed the standard, exceed the expectation, do better than you're asked to do, because those are the things that are going to make a big difference. And when you do those things, that's the way that you're going to compete on capital. That's the way that you're going to profit from the inside and take the inside track right straight to the finish line. So those things being said, go out and stake your claim.